Hey guys, Clumsy here. There you go. Now you should be able to hear me. Thank you for joining me on another Clumsy trucking stream. Good morning. Good evening. Who do we have on the stream? We have Blue Eye Tom, very early bird. Been tweeting me this morning. Sorry, couldn't reply. Was a bit busy flying. Landing. Thanks, Jay, for being here as always. Good evening, Alex. How's trucking? And we also have a couple of Ivan, thank you for joining. And NL, glad you made it, man. Wow, it's a bit late there, isn't it? Yar, Jack, how goes your stream a while ago? Any more Latin? Who's that guy on the top corner? Is my face evolving or devolving every time? Yeah, you try to make that short. Yeah, it's a bit long. Let me try to see if I can go through it. Truck sim. Logbook for his driving hours. 70-hour week daily clock. Ooh, interesting. Is that something he maintained manually, or was it part of the game? Like, was there text in the upper left corner? No Latin. Boo. Trucking is very beta. I'm not sure I like the sound of that, but you will see. Hey, Chris, glad you made it, man. I saw you in the ATS 2 stream last night. Did anyone make it for the ATS 2 stream by SCS? I only was able to join the first couple of minutes. I saw that bubble, that Toby Eye tracker bubble to indicate where the guy was looking. It was quite interesting. But I wasn't able to stay the entire stream, so maybe you guys can help me and share what you've uncovered from watching, if anyone did. Anyway, let me load up the game. I'm not even sure if the telemetry will work. But let me first show my screen. You can't think it interesting anymore. You only get to use track IR. Yeah, I'm not very interested in trying it out myself. I don't think it's built for streaming. Because whenever I will look at chat, I'm guessing that will detect my eye moving away, and that will move the screen, which I do not like. I like it to keep it where it is while I'm looking at the chat. So not really for me, but I'm sure a lot of people will enjoy it. Let me just double check that I still have DirectX 11. There you go. DX11 using SMSX rendering path and all that kind of stuff. So it is still enabled. Good. Track IR is not running. Good thing I saw that, because apparently I forgot to enable it. So one sec. Give me a sec here. I have quite varying configurations for flying and for trucking. Like the yoke is on the left side of the table, the wheel is on the right side, so I have to move the camera around for track IR so that it captures where I am. So one sec. Okay, that should be good. It was some kind of app or something. Ah, I see. Maybe we can check it out. I saw there was a new app recently that got released, and it might be that one. I'm not really sure. Okay, let's check again. Okay, track IR has been detected now. Perfect. He did not join the SCS stream even. Had school by that time. No worries. I'm sure we'll see those things in the blog. Maybe someone watched for us. Who's excited for 1.35? I think everyone is. I am on 1.35 experimental, as the title suggests. And we are doing it no mods, vanilla. Some of you might say boo, but I like to keep it this way. I like to keep it fresh. I like to keep it pure initially, and then we add mods bit by bit. But I want to experience first the 100% how SCS envisioned it before we do any more modifications. Let me just turn off the music. There you go. They did not mention the X11 Euro truck on the stream. I see. Yeah, maybe they're still keeping it under wraps. There's already a link for it when you open the mods channel. Which one is this? Let me have a look. I didn't get notified. Discord kind of fails sometimes. Mods channel. I don't see any link from you. Long time ago. Or for which one? What are we talking about here, Jay? Hey, Gato. Glad you made it, man. Even buying a garage for C2C 1.35 edition. Yeah, it may be much easier to buy. Unfortunately for me, it's still unlocked. I'm not sure how many garages you need. Maybe at least 2. I do have 2, but I don't have it unlocked. So I'm not sure how that works. I think, Alex, you had 2 garages, right? Maybe there is a minimum level for it. Purchase more properties to access the real estate. Okay. Maybe they can make that a bit more descriptive. So has anyone not watched the experimental beta video I released yet? Or you might be able to check it out. If you guys probably know Toaster. Was it Toaster? Oh, sorry if I missed the name, but he made a very good video featuring the experimental beta 1.35 features. You can go and check it out. Now, in terms of graphics settings, just for testing, I set everything, almost everything to max, 400% scaling. Anti-aliasing is enabled. Usually I only use one of these, 400% but no AA, or AA but not 400%. In this way, because we're testing DirectX 11, I'm really trying to set everything to maximum, and then we can see how that affects performance. For that logbook thingy, what's the name of the logbook thingy? Might have missed it. Non-ATS app. Yeah, it's a third party most probably. Toast. Toast. There you go. Toast, not Toaster. Toaster, I think, is from City Skylines, YouTuber. Yeah, if you guys can find it, it's like a 10-minute video, but it features most of the stuff we've seen already. The community has uncovered. It is very nice. I'm not able to make videos like that. So yeah, I'm promoting his because it's really good. So one thing that's new in 1.35, the stability options are now, new options are now here, and our sliders. So you can see I set these to 0. Well, we set this to 0 a long time ago, back when initially when the physics changes were introduced, and 1.33, 32. But they were not here in the options before, so they were a bit out of reach for the casual user. If you don't use the console, if you don't keep in touch with the updates, you won't know that there are such parameters. Now it's easy to see, and you can set that like that. These are the recommended settings for steering wheel users. Stability and stiffness all the way to the left, braking intensity in the middle. Going another trip in 2 days, that sounds awesome, Gato. How long is it this time? Thanks a lot, Alex. So see you in 10 minutes, Tom. If you're watching that, no worries. So unfortunately, this profile is a bit low level, so everything is unlocked. I would love to try that chip van as well, though. Is that what you were mentioning, Alex? The one with the slits, like the windows in the fuselage. I do like that, but we'll need to be level 9. Right now we are level 7. Yeah, that's easy. And we'll be spending our time in Arizona for now, because I do want to experience more of Natvander's awesomeness. So we'll check this place out and enjoy. And I want to go to Holbrook, because they are saying, and I'm not sure where it is it this one? I think they said something about adding a truck stop in Holbrook, or removing the European-styled truck stop and making it a real thing. So maybe that's the one. Chips, where? Oh goodness. Yeah, that Holbrook truck stop. Yeah, I want to visit there. So we'll find a job. And sorry if it's going to sound a bit redundant, but I'll be mentioning the new features in 1.35 again, for so everyone is on the same page. This is new, you might notice. External market, which is basically World of Trucks contracts, but you can use your own trailer, finally. So now I can easily join the community events without sacrificing the trailer that I really like to use. Hopefully that's the case. We will see. Alright, let's get something from page here. What I like about World of Trucks contracts is there no shortcut to that name. It's a very tongue-twisterish term. What I like about this is the time is based on real life. So you can sleep in-game as long as you want, skip the nights and whatever, and you won't ever be late. So time is not an issue. Price per distance. Okay, we can go to Gallup, but we can pass by Holbrook. That's one option. The problem with WOT is I hate pronouncing W because it's such a long word for a letter. W. I don't know. It's just me. But even W itself is a tongue twister for me. We can go to Albuquerque. But I think I'd prefer Gallup so we can still stay inside the Arizona area, Natvander's territory. What? What? Might work. Connect. My mouse is acting up a bit. Sometimes it's double clicking. It's a bit of a hassle. World of Outstanding Trucks. You what, mate? I'm sure I butchered that. Yes, the blog post about traffic lights. It's very interesting. They removed the old truck stop just to the west of Holbrook. Okay, cool. Alright, so let's do that. Let's go to Gallup. But we'll pass by Holbrook and let's let's go to Gallup and then let's go back to Holbrook because the truck stop is westbound. So here, if we're coming from Page and we're passing by I-40 but eastbound, we won't be able to pass through the truck stop, so that should be westbound. So let's go to Gallup first and then let's find a job taking us to Holbrook. Yeah, sound like a plan? Then we'll be able to explore the Kayenta and the borders as well. Clumsy the Australian. I have a job? No, I don't. Oh, maybe it still accepted that. Abandon. You can get to it from the west and the east if you look at the exit. Oh, really? Is it? If I come from the east here... Oh, you mean that one? That one's actually like a flyover from the east going... Okay. Then we can easily go there instead. Okay, perfect. Thanks for the tip. Let's do that then. Gallup, but we will reroute. Hey Geek Squad, thanks for joining. Welcome back. How have you been doing? Flagstaff is normally an FPS eater. Oh crap, where are we? Oh, we ended in the last video where I was somewhere beyond the border. And this is the not Hoover Dam. I forgot the name, so it's not Hoover Dam. But it's a dam. Not that way, the other way. Because there should be that one. So we can actually spawn somewhere. Maybe we can refuel along the way. Dang it. Because I have a job, I can't actually teleport. But you guys taught me a trick here. We can actually suspend the job, teleport, and then resume it. Something along those lines. Like that. and then resume the job. Very useful for cheaters like me. I know, right? The Clumsy Dam. I'd like that, if you can rename it. Oi! Oh crap, okay. This is not good. Because it's smart enough that it actually keeps track of where I am. So apparently that trick doesn't work. So I have to abandon it, teleport, and then take a new job. Dang it. Hey Kelly, glad you made it. Welcome back. Have you been farming? So let's do that again. And let me maybe change configs for those who haven't seen this new feature yet. Cheating retribution. Yeah, it upped me on that one. Yeah. ATS 1 Clumsy 0, exactly. So if you go to the available services, F7, then enter. There you go. There's also one thing that AP, aka Grace, noticed. The emergency refueling. That's now a thing. If you run out of fuel and you're stranded in the middle of the road, you don't have to get towed. You can get emergency refueling. Just enough to get you to the next gas station. So that, and now we have the adjust trailer as well. And depending on the trailer you have, for me I have a sliding tandem, front or rear. So I can change my config, confirm, and like just like magic, although it looks like it's still a bit buggy. Experimental beta for the win. Yeah, but at least the sliding tandem indeed, even the truck slides. Tachograph AETR plugin. Ooh. Sounds fancy. How does that work again, Jay? Is that a separate app? Or is that something that you can display on screen? Is that how trucks make baby trucks? Maybe. It's a mod. Oh, that's the... I think I remember what you mentioned now. Yeah, I think I remember that. It's a bit too... Is that where you had to have the minicon enabled? I didn't like that so much. Okay, yeah, I think that's the one. Yeah, way back, so I most likely forgot about it. Okay. He may have been cheating a bit. How does it work again, guys? This sliding tandem. Sliding it to the front or the back. What's it for? When do you do that? Because for maneuverability, I've learned from you guys, one person commented on the YouTube video that I could slide it in front and that will make it more maneuverable. It will make the trailer follow the truck better because the wheelbase is essentially becoming shorter. To shift the load. When would you need to do that? I guess not often. Let's go and get the job again. Good thing you don't get penalties when you cancel jobs here, but the problem is the gallop thing is no longer here. Dang it. Let's refresh. Maybe we can get lucky. Flagstaff. Well, we can go to Flagstaff first. Explore it. Check it for FPS issues. No. The double clicking thing is a real problem for me right now. Why would you need to shift the load? Let's wait for it to load. Dum-de-dum. Center of gravity. So instead of shifting around the load, you shift around the wheels. Changes your weight per axle. Ah. So that you stay within the regulations, huh? Kinda makes sense. He likes cheating. You make it sound like I live to cheat. Maybe that's not too far off. Okay, let's take that. It double clicked. Yeah, my mouse really needs some cleaning now. I've been using this mouse for like 5-6 years. This Razer Taipan. It's been pretty good actually. Only now it's starting to act up. Alright. What is that missing model definition? I'm getting loads of it. Yeah, look at that. Goodness. If you're overweight, you would shift the load so it would move the weight around more even. Ah, okay, I see. I guess that's not simulated yet here, huh? Something looks wrong in the something looks wrong in the gear selection, the thing that you see in the lower left. I'm not sure if that's because something changed in the telemetry and I'll need to adjust the coding, but it seems that way. If I make this 18 speeds, yeah, something changed. Probably the gear number changed in the telemetry or something. Because 13 speeds used to work pretty well, but now it doesn't. Okay, we'll have to live with inaccurate numbers on the gear, alright guys? Or I can just turn off the telemetry, whichever you prefer. Hey Bear, long time no see. How have you been doing? Automod likes you very much. That's the reason. Had that issue with double clicking. How did you fix it? I had this issue before already with this mouse, but I just cleaned it. Now I haven't had time to clean it yet though. Yeah, Automod just has a lot of false positives. But my goodness, this just looks so good to me. Not mainly the graphics, because the graphics is mainly looking the same. Like, we still get a few flickers here and there for anti-aliasing. Like you can see the the electric lights, electric wires still flickering a bit in the distance. So the graphics is mostly the same. But my goodness, performance is super smooth. And if I'm looking at my threads here, I love it. Even load on all threads. It's perfect. We'll see when we get to Flagstaff. Automod doesn't like blue-eyed Toms. Turn it off. How about the others? How do you guys think? Because even though the gear number might be inaccurate, you would still get visibility on the acceleration, that green thing, the clutch, the brakes, and the destination in ETA. So it's not like nothing's working. Okay, let's go around. I think, or can we not go around in this prefab? Let's see. I have another computer mouse to spare. That fixes it. Thanks for the bits, Da. Appreciate that. Jack the Hacker. You ripped it apart to see what was making it double click, and all you could see was the plastic pin was worn down. Wasn't pushing the switch all the way. Can put a drop of super glue on the pin and leave it to dry. Wow. Okay, there's no way I'm going around using this one. Is that a new trailer, guys? Looks new. Page price paper? That one looks new as well. Home store. Page and price paper. Ew. Steer. Goodness, it's a bit hard. I'm not typing all that again. No worries, I read it. You have a wedding tonight, or you had. Oh yeah, it's it's midnight already, past midnight already there, huh? How was it? Do you enjoy? Did the couple enjoy? Who did you marry? Congrats, man. We had no idea you had plans. Not yours. Ah, okay. Has anyone tried not moving to DirectX 11 and seeing if the multi-threaded thing is still there, or if it's specific to DirectX 11? It's really a change for DirectX 11. I got a comment in the video where it says DirectX 11 is responsible for the multi-threading because DirectX 11 is a more low-level engine or something, and they are able to make use of multiple threads using that, but I'm not so sure because I don't really understand the architecture. Should be enough. Something looks weird with the wheel, and I'm not sure if it's just me. Oh, it must be my steering coefficients. That should be fine. Load it up. Great, quite lively. The chicken was dry. 11 still uses single thread per core, but uses all the cores. Ah, that is pretty consistent with what I'm noticing. Yeah. So like I have 12 threads, but only 6 cores. So my 6 cores are getting a little bit higher utilization than the other threads. That makes sense. That is pretty consistent with what I see. Cool. But that's much better than just having one, right? So yeah, I guess your Threadripper must love that very much. Finally being able to maximize its, being able to stretch its legs, so to speak. Tried the X12, it said, go back, young Jedi. Just went to tell your housemate goodnight. I was keeping him awake. That doesn't sound so good. He'll hate me now. Just kidding. Forgot to turn your volume down. You had on 40 of 100. Sounds intense. You had to go on a 2-hour car journey. Yours uses all 32. What is that? Like 1% load on each thread? Maybe 2. First! There we go. The ever so first Scotsman. How are you, man? Did you guys notice that I actually just beat the traffic light? Coppermine Road. We have street names now. And I want to see if these are consistent. Like every street has a name. Because if it does, then it might mean that's what the voice navigation will be able to read. I'm hoping. Like being able to actually read the street names, that is something else completely. He could hear you through the wall we share. Now I'm 114 from 40. Nice. Okay. Is this a random event? I'm not so sure. No, I don't think so. You always feel like somebody's watching you. With that emote, I'm sure you do. Jay is watching. Hashtag Jay is watching. Thanks, Kelly. We missed you too. Thank you. Glad you were able to join. Fishtail Foods. Is that new, guys? Really loving the performance. Ryzen is really able to shine with this new implementation. So, and not everyone might experience the same thing. As they say, your mileage may vary, but in general, yeah, the AMD processors, the Ryzen ones, will probably enjoy this patch very much. CPU is no longer a bottleneck, that's for sure. Fishtail Foods is new, nice. Glen Canyon Dam, that's the name, Glen Canyon Dam. Glen Canyon straight ahead. I've experienced AI running red lights. I haven't seen it. The only guy who's been doing that was me so far. But we'll see. We have plenty of opportunity today. Also, this looks beautiful. This entire, like, how do you call it, canyon range looks amazing. I'll have to take a photo. Something, I don't know when. Maybe once we turn that over that bend. Yeah, I'll take a photo. Because that looks, this looks amazing. And nothing is popping in, which is even more cool. Doesn't break immersion whatsoever. I want to try the photo mode. The high quality photo mode. Wait, let me just save because it might crash. I'm not sure. I haven't tested it before. More eco-friendly today, 25.12. You weren't pushing as much. You weren't pushing the truck as much today. You were a bit you were slacking. Okay, pinned message. So there are two options, two parameters, which you can change to have even better screenshots. GHQ3D, okay. So if I open the console, GHQ3D, you have two there. You have the scale and the screenshot. Screenshot is a flag. We can set that to 1. And the scale is no. HQ3D scale is 0. I think you set that to 4. Wait a minute, let me make sure I'm not screwing things up. 3D scale is 1 to 4, which is 100% to 400%. If you want high quality, then 400% is the highest quality. HQ3D screenshot should be 2. Actually, I'm not sure why that is. Alright, let's set that to 2. And I'll be right with you, getting back on chat with that one. Okay, so if we set the two options, HQ3D screenshot 2 and HQ3D scale 4, when we take photos, let me look at my key binding for the screenshot. Screenshot is F12. Is that the same thing? Let me try to map it also to F11, just to be sure. And I guess it would also trigger with the photo studio. Would be a bit weird if it didn't. Drove to Jackpot but didn't find one. Streets in Arizona mostly have street names, yeah. Natvander is really hard at work. Look at this. Look at this beauty. Goodness. Yeah. I like the look of that. You're a bit out of the line though. Now I wonder how that worked. Screenshot manager. F12 or F11 to capture screenshots. Yeah, so that should have worked, right? Bye, Mrs. Clumsy. So if I like take a photo like this with a truck, how does that work? I think it works. It should work with both, but we will test it. So let me open the screenshots. Does it? It might not. It might not work. Maybe only it did F10 indeed, which is such a shame because Photo Studio is where you would be able to compose the photos. Thanks, guys. Yeah, it's the same size as the ones before. Yeah, DevCam is the closest one, and then pause. But you cannot change FOV and stuff like that. Well, we can try. We can try. That one. There's a truck though. Okay, just for science, let's try. If I F10 here, or F11 rather, that takes a bit longer. Ooh, the truck is free falling. Bye, Bear. Thank you for dropping by. Yes, Mrs. Clumsy has actually tried playing. Back when ATS first released, we were both playing and we were both struggling to park the truck. And she was quite enjoying it as well. So I took some photos. Bear is leaving. Doesn't seem like it worked, but maybe there is a separate folder. Documents, ATS, screenshot. There it is. There it is. I have some PNGs now. Okay, it seems like it is working. I have like I have PNG versions of the stuff, and with F10 I get transparent. I get two photos. One is the actual photo, one is the same photo but without any background, so just the PNG. So if you want to just take a shot of your truck, you can use this, but it has to be the F10, the screenshot. It cannot be photo mode. So how can I share it? Maybe I can share it through here. Okay, one sec. Sorry for all this intermission, but it's quite interesting. We can see documents, ATS, screenshot. So with the screenshot I took just now with F11, thanks to that high quality screenshot option, you see it? There it is. It automatically doesn't have any background, so you can use it somewhere else. Like so. Very cool, right? Very cool. All your threads in your game can talk DirectX at once, but only talks to the GPU one thread at a time. All your threads in your game can talk DirectX at once. One thread at a time. I don't get it. I understood the earlier explanation more. Whew. Okay. Control. No. Stop. Okay, we're back. Are the street signs, road signs in every single ATS? Hopefully all, huh? Hopefully it improves everything. Water. I finished my coffee a while ago. Or should I say tequila? Yeah. Jack said. I think it's simple. Just the statements were a bit tangled together. That was beautiful. Yeah, this is a beautiful spot here. Seeing Avengers this weekend. Nice. Enjoy, man. Actually, me and Mrs. Clumsy are watching it for the second time on Sunday. We liked it so much we want to watch it again and bear through all 3 hours of it again. We ideally wanted to get one of those fancy cinemas with the chairs and stuff, with the like big chairs like lazy boys and stuff, but everything was booked. Like the earliest you could get was like sometime late next week, and our EQ, our emotional intelligence, couldn't bear to wait that long anymore, so we ended up booking just a normal cinema. On DirectX 11, all your threads in your game can talk to DirectX at once. So from game to DirectX, all threads can be used, but DirectX 11 only talks to the GPU one thread at a time. Okay. Alright, and this, what does this do? Hey Thor, thank you for the raid. Appreciate that. Thanks for dropping by, man. How are you? Also, am I missing a message or something? Because it seems like something does not scroll down anymore. We're sure it's simple. What may be simple to you may not be to others. Because you're so smart. But I think I get the gist. I'm not sure what the implications are though. But I'm happy that my cores are being used now. All of my cores. All of my threads, maybe not so much yet. Long time no see, Thor. Thanks, man. DirectX is the software that allows the game engine in the hardware. Hey, Cascade, thanks for dropping by, man. How have you been doing? Have you been checking out experimental beta as well? Find some interesting tidbits. It's the software that allows the game engine and the hardware to communicate. So it connects the engine and the hardware. Makes sense? Yeah, makes sense. And what Jay is saying is that from the game to DirectX, all threads can be used, but from DirectX, which connects the software to the hardware, DirectX to the GPU to the hardware, it can only do it one thread at a time. So does that mean it's single-threaded only? So there's still a bottleneck in there somewhere? Just not as bad as DirectX 9? Or how does that compare with DirectX 9? Running it in DirectX 11, all the prettiness cranked up to 11. Nice. Yeah. I've also maxed out my settings and it's just working wonderfully still. And just enjoying this so much. It's super smooth. And I really hope, even after we add in mods, because I have no mods right now, I really hope that even after I add mods, it will be good. Have you tried it with mods? Like with, I don't know, Frank Peru trucks or something? Mexico Extremo, the heavy city parts. The X9 only allowed for a single thread. Lot better than DirectX 9. Okay, cool. So DirectX 9 only allows a single thread. DirectX 11 is single, or what does it? Because I remember reading up top, it's one thread at a time. So doesn't that mean single thread also? Or using all threads but one at a time. So there's still a bit of parallelization, but there's a bottleneck in there somewhere. Oh look, lots of traffic as we enter Cameron. Very nice. Hey Resymbol, thank you for joining. Welcome to the channel, welcome to the stream. How are you? DirectX 11 allows multi-threading. Okay. That is much more consistent than in what I'm seeing. What is that truck stop? Looks pretty interesting. Oh, this is the roundabout. Someone commented in my video, there should actually be like a, what was that? A statue here, a turtle or something. Maybe it's a work in progress. Let me just rewrote a bit. Let me just explore this a bit, because I do want to check out that truck stop. I still say bring back OpenGL. Technically to GPU it's still single thread. Ah, okay, okay. This is one way. Kinda-ish. It's a bit dark, so maybe we can sleep. Well, nah, we can afford to wait a couple more minutes, a couple more hours. CPU to DirectX API is multi. Ah, okay, I see. So that one works. The one to the CPU is multi-threaded, the one to the GPU is single. Well, I don't really need to stop here. I just need to enjoy the scenery and enjoy that sunset. Beautiful. Shemron. Hey, Sheng. Just in time for a roundabout. Yeah, perfect timing, man. I was pretty shocked when I saw it. We don't get a lot of roundabouts here, right? Quite interesting. Hey, super! DirectX 11 is being super so far. Graphics looks mostly the same, but the performance is a completely different world. Super smooth. Hey, Flying Yorkshire man. Welcome back. Good evening. Glad you were able to join. It's very good. We have DirectX 11 right now enabled. Silky smooth performance thanks to DirectX 11. Considering DirectX 9 came out in late 2003 or 2004, wow. Time to move on to something more current. Definitely agree. Have they added more vegetation? Looks more bushy. I think they have, yeah. I think they're trying to really improve the scenery. And maybe with DirectX 11 they can afford to do so without incurring extra FPS loss. Look at that, these guys actually know how to use roundabouts. Signaling when exiting. Who would have thought? Good that SCS chose 11 than 12, or it would be Windows 10 only. Yeah, I think there's still a couple of people who are in Windows 7 and really hate Windows 10 with a passion. Watch out for the hidden watch out for the hidden lion. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it might come out as you're preparing your lure. Thank you for the insights, guys. These technical things about DirectX and all that stuff is a bit of an alien language to me. So appreciate you converting that into layman's terms more. I see the mountain there popping up, kind of. But what's interesting is that one over the distance is completely visible now. I guess that's closer or something. Oh yes, by the way, in this stream, I'm planning to, aside from checking out the experimental beta features, I wanted to share a bit more like storytelling about my meetup with Skull, the ProMods co-founder, and the insights he's given me. Now, a little bit of disclaimer, as you might know, I kind of have goldfish memory, so I won't be able to remember everything we talked about. And some of the info I say might be a bit like, you know how the game passed the message and now the message always gets distorted along the way. Something like that might happen. So yeah, take everything I say with a grain of salt and don't quote me on anything. We'll probably do that once we get to Flagstaff and move on. Oh, look at that. What is this? Coconino National Forest. Is that something we can enter or something we pass through? Jack gets out his lure and bow, sneaking and wanted spray. Hunting in the line with the bow was not the smartest, but it will be pretty sneaky, right? If you manage to hit it, that is. Thought you were just being brave. Being brave and being not so smart. There's a very thin line there, right? Typical goldfish memory. Oh yeah. I should have brought out my notepad and taken some notes when we were talking, but it would look like an interview and not a casual conversation, so I didn't do that. It was Jay's idea. I hope your beta testing of your mod is going well. Oh yeah. It would be interesting to see how DirectX 11 in the Scandinavia map mod would play with each other, if they would be behaving well with each other. Pretty sure the lion was laughing while it was eating you. Yeah, I think it had a huge grin on its face. Up, up, up. Entering Flagstaff. Here we are. Let's deliver this thing. Let me have a look if there are street names everywhere indeed. I see signs everywhere, which I absolutely love. Natvander signature for the win. Like that. That is what I really like. Should we go no GPS mode here? I'm a bit scared, but maybe it works. Look at that. Verde Street. Verde is green. Verde is Spanish, is it? But that's also Tagalog. And we probably got a little bit of that from them. So we are now in the city center. Performance is still silky smooth, although I see a little bit more usage on my CPU. So it does feel like a city. Aspen Street. Oh my goodness. Literally every street has a name now. Inside cities, that is. Is it only in Arizona, or is it also the same in other states? Have you guys been exploring elsewhere? Your traffic is loud. What is this? Or with your mic? Cut the traffic off or something? It will soon enter pre-release for testers and then a public release. Oh, that will be amazing. The problems will have to make it compatible with 1.35 again. And I heard quite a lot of things changed. ProMods Canada. Yeah. It'll be very good in DirectX 11. I talked that a bit with Skull. Of course, he wouldn't give any release dates. But it's not yet that close. Probably, well, at the very least a couple of months. Which makes a lot of sense. Okay, maybe line it up a bit more. One sec, guys, I'll be back with you. Just aligning this thing. I think I have this a bit wrong. Might need to adjust it a bit. ProMods ATS, yes, that will be amazing. And they really picked the perfect location. Something that is pretty close to the base map from SCS, but something that SCS will not be touching anytime soon. So it's really amazing. Okay, that might look better. There you go. Yeah, turn it out. Even it out. Something like that. There you go. Alright, I'm with you now. Need to wait after release of Washington DLC. Thank you for the command spam, guys. Do you think ProMods ATS is gonna be this summer? Summer is when? July? June? Honestly, I don't think so, but I have no insider info on that. I think it will be too soon. Alright, let's have a look. Let's find something that goes east. Please don't double click. Maybe I avoid clicking in a Socorro. 373 miles. Getting into New Mexico, should we? I think I want something that goes to Gallup if possible. Just try and see if there's something. As much as a layman could. Yeah, but that's more than enough info for me. So thanks. The details are quite interesting, but the bottom line is the most important thing, how it affects performance. Show low. Ah, this will be even better. Here we can stay inside. Yeah, let's go with that. 39,000 pounds of grain. Goodness. And I'm remembering the Premier 1A has a maximum takeoff weight of 12,500 pounds or something. This is like 3 times that. How do you convert pounds to short tons? I think you divide it by 2,000 or something. I can't remember. Help me out with that one. I'm still confused with long ton and short ton, but Google says short tons is the one that US uses. FS19 has changed. It lets you now know what you are seeding. Ah, that's very helpful. Cool. So you see it visually now. Nice. Hey, Heroic Trucker. Welcome to the stream. How have you been? Thanks for joining. Let's go and sleep a bit first before we pick up that job. Too many games to play, but not enough time to play them. Oh, definitely. Ask Jay about that. 2,000 pounds is indeed 1 ton. Okay, thanks a lot, Alex. We are glad you're here as well. Thank you for joining. Hope you enjoy and get to chill. So Alex, I remember your screenshot. Have you been able to take a job with the Kenworth trucks already? So I think I saw you had one load with those trucks already in there. We are delivering to Show Low. We are in Arizona right now, exploring the awesomeness of what Natvander has done to the state. Kenworth truck jobs aren't available yet. Ah, okay. So that screenshot you shared was from an AI truck, was it? Dang it, someone's in my spot. Can I actually sleep there? 1 second. No, there's another sleeping area right here, okay. From the SCS block. Okay, thanks. Makes sense. Job marker is there, yeah. I stopped by it when I was testing it out and I was... Is this a bug? Yeah, I guess not, huh? I guess they would just introduce the models once Washington is out. Great to hear that, Heroic Trucker. Appreciate that. And Happy to hear it. Thank you. Bazinga. What is that? Thanks a lot, Chris. Glad you made it, even if it's very late already. Really appreciate it. Thanks, have a good night. Catch you next time. And I'm looking forward to Scandinavia map mod. Speaking of Scandinavia map mod, let's start with that maybe. Because you guys might know I came in pretty late to the ETS2 world. So I came at a time when ATS got released already. So ETS2 was already pretty mature. But were you guys here already then? Because apparently ProMods was not named ProMods in the beginning. It was named something like Scandinavia mod. Because initially they had places like the initial place they made was like Denmark, I think, coupled with Finland. Hey, thank you for the bits, Chris. Really appreciate that. There's a 50 plus 5 in there. That's the thing that Jay shared. The extra bits. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate that. Have a good night, man. That's the one, yeah, Scandinavia. Purple bleeding heart thingy. Yeah, that's a technical term. I like it. Cherry Avenue. Oh my goodness, I can't wait till the GPS voice navigation takes into effect. Because this is just going to be amazing. And then maybe we can make some mod packs. Cherry Avenue. Take the next left to Cherry Avenue. 2 blocks from now, in 10 miles, take the next exit. It seems like it, Gato. Unless SCS really just trolling us hard. Because if you look here, No. What was the... It's not this one. Is it S? Voice. That one. Voice navigation. In voice navigation pack. Voice navigation pack, let's put Eng. Who knows, maybe it works. Just putting in random values and hoping that something works in there. Yes, I definitely agree there. Heroic trucker. Natvander is a... Yeah, even when he was back, he was a modder and not yet part of SCS. He did an amazing job with the ATS re-signing project. And... yeah, I'm sure people feel the same everywhere. And he's such a big asset to the... big addition to the entire SCS community, to the SCS company. Thanks a lot, Kelly. Which videos were you watching? Glad we're back. Sorry, I was out for a couple of weeks. They did Finland, Denmark, Norway, and Sweden. There you go. That's the one. So yeah, it was called Scandinavia mod in the beginning, and they decided to change it to ProMods because they wanted... So what Skull was mentioning was the name was like that because they wanted the mod to have a more professional feel, and thus the name ProMods. So it's not just like a bunch of guys making a map and just releasing it. They wanted to feel professional, really accurate and all that stuff. Thus the name. So it was initially Skull and Nico who founded ProMods. And Skull, they are both from the Netherlands, although Skull is living in New Zealand now. But yeah, I think it was Skull initially who wanted to map, and then he found Nico online somewhere and they teamed up and they founded the team. But yeah, it's quite interesting the evolution and how it progressed, and seeing how the mind, how it works from inside, from the top of the chain, so to speak, and how we can relate to it, how much effort that takes to build this humongous map called ProMods. There you go. Wait, what? Clumsy was away? Goodness. One sec, guys. I'll get back to chat in a bit. Placing M in the values. Now it speaks to you in Mandarin. I got a comment in my video. There was a Korean guy, I'm guessing because he had a Korean flag as an avatar, and his name, the characters were like Korean characters. He said, and this might not be true, but if we take his word for it, he said that the voice navigation is true because his friend was like hired or was doing the voice packs for SCS, but in Korean. So maybe it's a thing. Maybe it's a thing, if we can believe that. Finland only had Helsinki and Turku. Ah, so those were the initial ones. Okay, Eng doesn't seem to work. Let's put E. But I'm sure people tried this already, but just in case. Alright, let's route ourselves. Stop by that truck stop. There you go. And enjoy the views. It's true, you're making the Portuguese voice navigation, Kappa. FS19 and Transport Fever as well. Cool. Well, glad I was able to keep you company a bit, even while I was out. Thanks. The hologram needs more programming. The words are all backwards. Which one is this? Sorry, I'm jumping topics, so I'm kind of getting lost in the process. Who's making the Norwegian voice? Hope it's a girl. I'm kind of torn there. I don't have a... Like, when you use Waze or any other GPS navigation, what do you normally... Which kind of voice do you usually use, guys? Is it a guy or a girl? And any particular accents? For me, I'm kind of torn there. It depends on the mood. I don't even know how to read that. But I can imagine it, Kato. You never used voice. You find it obnoxious. You like driving more old school. I can get behind that. Yeah, it can get a bit, how do you say, cluttered at times. Let's go through the... Oh, look at that signage. That hardcore signage action. I prefer a girl. Sean Connery. That's amazing, yeah. If they can manage something like that, that would be cool. Like James Bond speaking to your ear. You must never hesitate. That's the closest I can do. Well, that, and it takes away your musical enjoyment. That's true, yeah, that's true. Especially when it lowers the volume when it speaks. Signs are so good. Definitely. Even there. OMG. You don't like girls telling you where to drive. Wrong wrong way. Gotcha. Jadar much? And he's back. Well, he was never gone, I guess. Don't hit anyone, please. Thank you. Yes, I'm using DirectX 11 now with 400% scaling and anti-aliasing enabled. It does seem like there is much more vegetation on the map, Alex. I think you're right. Seeing so many trees. But still, performance is in tip-top condition. Can you try there without your GPS? Yes, that's what we did from the video in YouTube. I turned off GPS and we navigated using only the signs. Let's try it now again. Yeah, and you guys can see the distance, how far we are away, but I cannot. That might work. No checking for gas stations or anything. Hey Goals, welcome back, welcome back. Glad you made it. We're just exploring 1.35 experimental. Yes, doubles in traffic I think is new. At least I think so. It's nice to see them here. Like that guy. Just don't try to take a double sub. Exactly. I heard the second trailer can get a bit how do you say, too rooted to the ground. What is the speed limit here? I'll see soon enough. 75. Assuming that can be used for trucks as well. We are headed to Sholo. Allows more models to be on screen or drawn in a scene. Yeah, that explains it. So that's why they can put in more vegetation now. So their limits, their object limits probably increased. Look at that guy, he's going to turn left. Yeah, he moved to the right and now he's trying to merge left. Okay, let's let him pass. I'm a nice guy. The second trailer is buried when you try to pick it up. Rip. Also allows for higher resolution textures to be used for more realistic visuals. Does that mean Kirill will be very happy and he won't need the launch options anymore for his skyboxes? Actually, I think I still have it set for ATS. I don't think I'll remove it. Experimental better things indeed. Nobody tells him I want to see it. Actually gets to drop off. We'll see, we'll see. Sorry, I know I'm all over the place. NL? Let who in? I think I missed the conversation. Might be buying foundation as well. Ooh, yeah, nice city building, medieval kind of era. We'll have to wait and see. You're still using the launch options that you came up with. Ah, I see. Okay, yeah, I'm sure Kirill will explore that one. No worries. I kind of got the message. Is it merge left? Yes, it is. There is a sign here. Let's try to read it. Sholo, 2 miles. That's the one. But that intersection, we should be turning left. Show low is turn right, but we want to go and explore the truck stop, which is on the left side. So we should keep our eyes peeled for that junction, but we should take the one turning left, crossing over the highway. Don't worry. Arizona. Why do you have those signs over here in the middle of Arizona? Just to remind people that they are still in Arizona? Exit 286, 1 mile away. There's the sign for the rest stop. Exit 286. There's even Wi-Fi in there, connectivity, all that stuff. Complete signages. Half mile. Okay. Holbrook. We are now in Holbrook actually. But the signs are indeed so beautiful. Holbrook, Sholo, exit 286. That's the one. I'm looking for the one that turns left. It did say, okay, there it is. So it's not a flyover, it's actually an underpass. Rest stop is to the left, Sholo is to the right. Left is where we're going. With this kind of signage, you don't even need GPS anymore. Signs are all over the interstates in Arizona. Ah, okay. Good reminder, so people don't get lost of where they are. Can you let me pass? Pretty please, thank you. A sign-gasm. Interstate 40. Even the bridge has a sign. They have them because people like you tend to forget what state you're in at night. Makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. Even the rest stop has complete signage. Speaking of signs, we have a new mall here in Singapore. It's called Jewel Changi Airport. It's a huge mall right on the right near the airport, like walking distance, like connected to the airport literally. And it has this like huge waterfall in the middle, and just it was very well done all over. Like the signs are complete, you'll never get lost. You get out from the train, you get out from your arrival hall in the airport, you see signs how to go to the mall. Very easy. So something like this, so you won't have a chance of getting lost. Holbrook Gallon now open. Is that the one? Yeah, that's a new truck stop. They even advertise it with that kind of thing. Nice. In a protected left turn. Realistic exit signs as well. Is the number accurate? 286. A Range Rover driver would never give way like that. It's not realistic. Here we are. New truck stop. Trucks only. Left. Here? Okay. So apparently we're not allowed in that area. Food Mart. Have a good night, Kelly. Thank you for being here, and I'm glad to be back. Exit number is accurate as well. Cool. Attention to detail, huh? Wish SCS would put in a few airports that could deliver to. They already have a rail depot and a port. Like you want some airports next. Sounds like a plan. So where's the rest area? Oh, I haven't tried the wipers yet. Watching 1.35 videos are making you too excited. Indeed. Deliver full trucks to like the back of the actual airport. In New Mexico, there's an airport, right? You could deliver to the actual plane. I remember that. You back onto the plane, stuff like that. Alright, I guess now it's fair if I can check the map. So we are here after all. Yeah, just remove that thing. Apparently there are sleeping areas, rest areas right at my back. Ah, those lines I guess that we passed. Maybe that one as well, that yellow one? No, that's... we cannot be staying there. It's too close to that fuel tank or whatever. Those trucks. Yeah. I wonder if they have AI coming into the rest stop. Some stops have that kind of modeling in New Mexico, right? I remember that. New Mexico, Phoenix, and Portland have airports. Very nice truck stop, I like it. And yeah, Mrs. Clumsy is totally enjoying the new mall. She went shopping on May 1st when it was a holiday. And I was staying in the middle of the shopping area. Like, good thing there are seats. That's the guy's best friend, those seats in the middle of a shopping area. And I was just watching Premier One drivers videos. I think I was watching for more than an hour. Shopping galore. And she likes to go back, so we're going back on Saturday. She's enjoying it so much. Yeah, hold my purse, hold my bags. And I was laughing so hard when she went back. She came back with like 4 shopping bags. Like, what did you buy? Or what did you not buy? But it's cool. It's nice. It's nice to see because Mrs. Clumsy doesn't like to shop often. She usually doesn't like it. But when she gets the feeling, when she gets that vibe, she's on a roll. And she got it. And it's been long overdue for her, so I'm happy for her. And I'm totally fine staying in the middle, just watching Premier One drivers videos, so no issue with me staying in there. More bags, more computer parts, exactly. Yeah, I was even offering her, you want me to buy that for you? You want me to buy that for you? You want me to buy that for you? She spent her own money though, so I cannot justify buying parts. When she asks me to buy something for her, then that will be counted in the computer budget, in the upgrade budget. Man, even here, everything looks good. Thing is, this is Holbrook, so I guess we go straight towards Sholo. We are actually delivering to sell goods in Sholo. Okay, let's try and look for it. 4 hours, goodness. Have a good night, Jack. Yeah, get some rest, man. Thank you for staying here. Yarr. Hope to catch you in one of your streams soon. Florida Street. Or is it Florida Street? Nowadays you won't know. And we are in Navajo Boulevard. Dreaming of dodging lions. Or maybe baiting them. So what else? What else is up with my conversation with Skull? So he mentioned the history, how it got started. He mentioned the difficulties, the challenges they have to go through, and it's just a totally different level. It's like operating a company with how big the team gets and how large the community has become. It's like really rocks on Route 66. Quite interesting view. Let's have a look at that. And he shared that developers really appreciate, the mappers really appreciate when you check out their area and when you say good things about them, and especially if you mention their name. So now, and I still have a lot to do, but now I'm trying to really remember who developed what. Why can I not move? There we go. What are some stores not counting? Mom and pop shops. What do you mean, Tom? I don't quite get the question. Rocks on Route 66. Can't remember if this was here before. I like it. Let's include the truck. That view. Some weird dogs. And apparently, what was it? There is a stage where they have like 2,500 reported bugs or something. So you can imagine the amount of effort it would need. And one thing that he mentioned was people were asking, why did they release ProMods 2.40 when 1.35 is just around the corner? There's an elephant there, there's a dinosaur here. Dinos everywhere in this place. Wow. Did I go past Cholo already? I hope not. Big green dogs here too. We had a friend of yours go shopping with this girl in the city. Went to the bar, said she could shop as much as she wanted. Oh, that's not a very wise thing to do. And he was gonna drink shots until she was finished. Ah, okay, I get it now. Okay, that was a smart thing to do. Okay, with that condition, she had never been faster at shopping. That was smart. I couldn't do the same thing here. I would be broke by the time I had a couple of shots. Alcohol here is so expensive. So did I go beyond Cholo? Let's see. Let's look out for the next sign. So what was I mentioning beforehand? Of course I forgot. But yeah, the difficulties they had to face. Or they have to face. Proof of a red truck. Oh yes, I'm sure you do, Sheng. When are you getting it? You drink too fast then. Yeah, maybe. So yeah, they have to like... Oh yes, the ProMods 2.40. Why they released that when 1.35 is just around the corner? Well, 1.35 is not really around the corner yet. We are having experimental beta now in ATS. In ATS 2 it's not yet there. So it will be a couple more weeks at least, I guess, right? And that gives them enough time to squash bugs, make it compatible for 1.35. He mentioned there are a lot of changes needed, a lot of adjustments needed for 1.35. And I can imagine, well, with the DirectX 11 thing and all the updates, they must have some pretty big changes they need to do. And if they don't release 2.40 now, it would be a shame. It would be a couple more weeks, even more, before that happens. Yes. I didn't say you didn't say it, Jay. Don't worry. Already have 300 miles on it. Ah, nice. Wow. How is it? How is it behaving? Cool, man. Happy for you. Congrats again. Looked like a very nice ride when you showed the pictures. So yeah, they're working on squashing bugs, and it's going to take some time. Yeah, people often don't, because people don't have insider info. So that's understandable. Living the American truck, 15 mpg combined. Oh, but it's worth it. Now I don't know where the thing is Deuce of clubs. I don't see a sign where sell goods is, so I guess we must stop somewhere here. Check it out. Check the map. Alright, so we went a little bit beyond, but we can explore. That's a good thing. We can turn right at the next intersection. Pass by a nice... I remember this spot. Yeah, we went through here, one of the streams before, right? And remember Blue-Eyed Tom was requesting this spot. So we just follow the road, follow that bend, past all whatever this W is, and sell goods should be next left after the bend. Kind of hard to remember, but fine. You should see a number of people complaining about it. And he also gave, so Skull also gave some insights on how complicated the mapping process is. Like, people have been complaining, no new areas, no new stuff, takes so long to develop. And he said the complicated cities like London, Barcelona, they take like a year or more to develop. Like more than a year to develop a city, to finish a city, and that's just the city. So how much more for the other places? Skull did some mapping before. Nowadays he doesn't do so much anymore because he said lots of people are so advanced already and they know so many tricks, but don't quote me on this, right? But yeah, I don't think he maps anymore. He knows how it works, and he shared with me like the different objects, like 5 different types of objects. And but I mean, at his level, I don't think it's I think he doesn't even have time to map anymore. Because imagine just mapping a city that is super detailed, takes 1 year, and how he does that on top of his full-time job, on top of his management work at ProMods, keeping the team together and stuff. It's, yeah, I don't think he maps anymore. Although he did some bug fixes probably, because he says when it's bug fixing season, all hands are on deck. All developers stop what they're doing and focus on bug fixes, and you can fix bugs even if it's not your area, so to speak. But yeah, a year to develop a city. And he says like a particular street, a particular intersection can take like a week to finish. It's just beyond me how much these developers, these mappers invest, and how much they contribute to the community. I mean, I would not have that kind of endurance. So huge props to all the mappers out there, to the entire team. Someone has said that all road textures have been updated in 1.35. Oh yeah, I read that. It might be. It might be because as Cascade mentioned, DirectX 11, if it allows for higher textures, then maybe they did update all of them. That would make a lot of sense. And yes, Skull mentioned he has a lot of... He knows where SCS is going. He knows like the roadmap and what's coming. But of course he cannot share it. And I'm happy that he doesn't share it. Because who knows when I will make a slip of the tongue. And he says that ProMods, understandably, different people from ProMods have different visibility. So like what they know. Not everyone in ProMods knows it. Like the senior beta testers know something different, the junior beta testers know something different. It's completely makes sense. Have to respect the, how do you call it, chain of command, maybe along those lines. But yes, it seems like lots of things are happening soon, so I'm happy enough with that. Like, I don't need to know the exact basis. I just want to know when it's coming. I'm ready for it. So I'm fine with not knowing everything. Yeah. Senior SCS tester too. And they have lots of contacts inside SCS now. So lots of visibility. Am I still on the right road? Who knows? Show low, okay. Yeah, might be. That was the scenic spot, I think, that stair. Let's found a bug. There's no JCT 260 in show low. What is JCT 260? Ah, that explains it. That's why he knows so much. Yeah, he definitely knows. Junction 260. Ah, where should it be? Did we pass it? So this should be the bend we were referring to. So I should take the next left. Given a very early copy of it too. They should. Otherwise, how would they test, right? We need a printable map for ATS so we can go old school GPS. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that would be cool. That can actually be done, right? I remember, who was it? Was it Bricks and Plum? Plum, I think, made a JPEG, an image of the entire region map or something. So it should be possible to make that into a printable format. Scenic lookout. We are on 260. Ah. So what is this bug that 260 isn't here? Maybe there is a specific junction? What's this lane for? I guess that's a turning lane, huh? Okay, there we go. That's the junction. So I guess we can maybe stay here. Looks like the one in New Mexico. Club Lake Road. So yes, moving forward, I'll try to remember. This is closed though. So maybe not this one. You know what they should do next? They should put the names of the street on the map. That would really help. Ah, okay, it's not really the next junction because there's a fake one there. Okay, dang it. Okay, next one after this. Recalculating. Let me try something. One. Yeah, if they could put in the street names, that would be perfect. Whoops. Is anyone behind us? No. So that should be fine. Hopefully there is no cop waiting. Red signal offense. Wow, that's actually very nice. Didn't know that was implemented. You can actually detect that you're on the left lane. Thank you. what is the spec of my truck? The cheapest one you can get, basically. So I'm only level 6, level 7. The left turn? I don't know. I wouldn't know because I always follow traffic rules. I wonder if sequencing will be allowed. What do you mean by sequencing, Alex? The one where you, like, the traffic lights are dependent on each other to allow for a good traffic flow? Have you guys tested if the traffic lights with the random events can cause can give you penalties? Meeting the red light penalties? I've been too obedient so far to check it out. Timing of the lights. Ah, okay, there you go. Yeah. That would be nice. Not so sure though. Because I think what they changed mainly was like the graphics side of things, models and textures. But I'm not sure if they changed the logic. I'm hoping it is part of it though. Jay always obeys traffic laws. Is that supposed to be the kappa? Sell goods? Yeah, that's the one. That's us right there. Question is, where do we deliver this? There? That's a different building. Next one. Is there no Jadar emote? I think that would fit very well. I just wouldn't know how it should look. It might not be allowed by Twitch. Put something Jadarish in there. Yeah, exactly. X-rated. Might be censored. So yeah, it's nice to see the point of view of how it looks like. From the ProMods founder. And it gives you a better appreciation of what they do. And encourages me to explore their map more and give a bit more thought and a bit more presence of mind into it. Because they put so much work in. It's the least we could do. It's the only thing they're asking for. Like, I asked him, did you ever think of like charging for your mod, making it a paid mod? Because with the amount of effort you put in, you can make this paid and you can earn. And he mentioned, well, it's not really the purpose. And SCS doesn't support that kind of thing officially. And then I asked him, so why do you keep doing it? If it's so much work, what keeps you motivated? And he mentioned it's that that feeling they get when people become happy, when people enjoy the mods. And then when they see the YouTube videos and the people really describing and enjoying. So it's that level of fulfillment. So yeah, it's the least I could do. Is to be a bit more present. A bit more active. And remember the names of the developers and credit them accordingly. And stuff like that. Jadar of how it would look. Goodness, I don't think I want to know how you think of it. Overthinking with DirectX 11. Going to open the door and get down the truck. Close enough. Close enough. Did we level up? I don't think we did yet. Still level 7. Dang it. Let's look for more jobs. Neither confirming nor denying that. Going to Fresno. Should we risk crossing beyond Arizona so we can compare? We could check it out. This one pays really well. 30,000. Let's take it. We have time. 695 miles. Let's do it. Changeable weather and wind. I would like to see dynamic clouds. Like really moving clouds and stuff. But I think that might be too much. One can wish. EV 1.36. We can hope. I'll need the GPS back. Okay, and it's actually inside the same stuff. Right there. Imagine that. They can't help us and just load it on that other dock we were at. We have to start the truck, move out, and then they load us. How inconsiderate. But going to Phoenix. The thing is, we went to Phoenix in the last video, so it would be going through the same route. One sec. There we go. It's not too bad. Pro reversing. GG. Thank goodness there are no trucks beside us. I think I have to cough a bit, guys. Just hang on for a sec. Okay, I'm back. Hopefully you didn't hear that. Hopefully the muting worked. Does the 1.35 EB work with map mods? Actually, I have not tried. But I don't think so. Man flu. I don't know how you call it. Cough. Get out and walk out of the truck. Yeah, I think that's the most requested feature. Electric wires look pretty good. No flickering whatsoever, or minimal at least. But yeah, I'm really happy with DirectX 11. So good. I think they have the performance locked down already. So now I guess they could focus more on the graphical improvements and I don't know, some more capabilities, added capabilities if any. Without a mod or game log, yeah. That's the dream. That excavator plushie. Hey Leia. Welcome back. Yeah. I can't remember where I got that. I think from one of the World of Trucks events. Hey, minecart. Welcome to the stream. How are you? they won't put the out of the cab thing because they made the map so that you're restricted to the road. You'll see a lot of things they don't want you to see if you get out and walk around. That's a good point. Unfortunate, but good point. I was kind of looking at the map and I was thinking, do they actually have street names now? Because look at that road, it has a name. But apparently we were just right in the middle of Sholo. But yeah, that's how it would look, right? That's going to be amazing. Seeing the actual street names in the map. Is that guy going to give way? He is. Is that Sheng? No, it's not a red pickup. Let's go and look for a Sheng. Just working on your map right now. Nice. Which map are you working on again? Sorry, remind me. Springerville, Holbrook. Love the signage. Absolutely loving the signage. DirectX 11 is also going to allow for separation of device and context, allowing for better concurrency support. That sounds pretty fancy. Multi-threaded support. Okay, I like that. I like that. Thanks. It came from the Big Sur. What event? Okay, nice. That's the one. Thank you. Which reminds me, I still haven't done the ATS 2 event. I don't think I'll finish it. It would be such a shame. But with ProMods in the loop, I don't think I'll be able to go back to the default map. Does anyone know where the deliveries are headed to, or if the event is still on in ATS 2? A lot of the buildings are only like one-sided, or 2D trick techniques, yeah. Only meant to be shown from the road. That's a very good point there. They would have to remodel a lot of stuff, and knowing how polished SCS wants their product to be, yeah, I think you're right. They won't allow that. Or they might allow going down the truck but only walking in a very limited space where they can control. So like only in the rest stop where they can control all the things you will see. Maybe that's something they could do. That's a very nice looking police car. Looks so pro. Looks like Robocop was inside. Switzerland 1:1 part of the FNS map. Nice. What does FNS mean? Switzerland 1:1. Bet that has some very nice views in there, huh? Cool, man. Access to shader model 5.0 and better dynamic shader linkage and software. Better particle systems. Ooh, more realistic lighting and shadow and more realistic color correction. Sounds like a good deal. I mean, the graphics is pretty good already, but if they can up that even more, please do so. So they have a lot of potential in their hands. I'm sure SCS will do a great job at it. Let's just keep cheering them on. So only initial implementation at the moment. Yes. So right now, we don't have that yet, but the potential is there. Understood. France and Switzerland. Ah, makes sense. Not Swiss though. That's perfectly fine. I mean, who was it who did London? Oh, and here I go. ProMods developer who made London. It's not British for sure. He's from Australia or the US? Somewhere else. So yeah, you don't have to be from the place to do an amazing job at it. The game engine also needs to be adjusted. Very true. Very true. That could then give you the ability to manually do the landing gear and the hoses. Landing gear? What landing gear? I'd like that. I heard the landing gear and my mind suddenly shifted to flight sim. What jobs are now going to Hanover? kind of lost, sorry. Where is Hanover again, Alex? Sounds very familiar, but I can't quite place it in the map. Full and slow. Yeah, maybe one day. I would like to be able to connect the hoses. Remove the chokes and everything like that. Not sure if anyone has already noticed, but the reflections on trucks and other vehicles are actually scaled better now. Ooh, still not a perfect reflection. Speed reduction ahead. Thank you for the warning. Speed reduction ahead indeed. Still not a perfect reflection, but it's far better than what we've had. Nice, I haven't noticed that. Maybe when I come across some chrome reflections or chrome textures. Let's see. That's the American term for the trailer's legs. Ah, okay. Pretty fancy. Landing gear hype. PM London is from UK Dev. Oh really? I thought it was done by a guy who was not even from London. Or maybe not from London but from the UK. Who is developing ProMods Canada? Ah, a couple of people. There are some people who are new, I think. But there are also some people who are part of ProMods ETS who are also doing ProMods ATS. And I think the guy who did Barcelona, he is working on ProMods Canada. I think, if I remember correctly, that's what Skull said. Jay might know more. Spain is done by Australian. Ah, it's a different country. Okay, that's the one. Alright, good. So, wait a minute. The London is done by someone really from London? Nice shop. He's from the UK. Ah, interesting. Okay, I'll go and check with the guys. I really need to get to know them so that I can give proper credits. Thanks. And the one who did Spain, he's from Australia. What's his name again? Germany. Ah, okay. Thanks, Alex. Okay, I got your message now. Sorry for the delay. The racing event is going to Hanover. That's perfect, actually. That's pretty much in the middle. Maybe I can try to finish it. Can you guys remind me what the rewards are? Are there nice accessories when you finish the event? A main menu backdrop or something? It's over in 3 to 4 days. London, go to London starting tomorrow. Okay, I probably will not do it if it goes to London. Mainly because with the base map, it's not very nice to drive in. If I can enable ProMods with it, now that's a totally different story. Alright, Thor. Thanks a lot, man. Catch you later. Thanks again for the raid. Ooh, Darwing. Give me some planes. Darwing, aka Boeing. I'm sure someone will change the trailer skin. Have a good night, Thor. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for being here. You finished the event, plus the bonus. You're ready for new things in ATS 2 now. Wow, congrats. Man, I'm too lazy to finish it. Boeing. Penguin as from UK. There we go. He's from Canada. Ah, okay. Canada it is, not Australia. Alright, cool. Thank you. Scotsman just got a and Cascade as well. Yeah, you guys must be pretty hyped for ProMods ATS, huh? Goodness. I can only imagine the feeling when it's quite familiar to you, the place that's being on the map. Sadly, I don't think I'll get that feeling anytime soon. I'm a bit too far over, but yeah, happy for you guys. Liberian Peninsula is from Real Deal. He is from Australia. Ah, nice. That's Spain. Cool. Real Deal. I'll have to review the names. Thank you. I'll have to have a notepad with the names there so my goldfish memory won't be a liability. Thanks a lot, Jay. The Philippines Mad add-on. There was actually one guy who was developing a certain part of the Philippines. Remember that time when I think I mentioned it a few times. Like I drove like 6 hours, 8 hours. And there's like a very windy road in the Philippines going to a city called Baguio, where it's actually pretty cold in Philippine standards. That road going there, someone was developing it. I saw a YouTube video of it and it looked fairly nice. It looked fairly accurate. Like the bridges you go through, it looked very familiar. Unfortunately, I don't think it ever finished, so it didn't get released to the public. It's a shame, but it was a good try. Thank you for following and welcome to the channel. Feel free to say hi so we can all give you a proper welcome and greet you. No pressure though. And Tim is also the super dev taking care of the UK. And Bricks always does UK, right? Bricks of Wales. Hey Ernab. Thank you for joining and thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Tim is cash time? Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I won't be able to remember these, but I will try my very best. By the way, did the lighting change, guys? Not really sure. I don't think it did. Still a bit reddish, but I do like that sun there. Just looming over. And actually, if you look below, you'll see a very strong reflection, but when you pass it through the tint, you can actually see it better, which is very realistic. I like it. Might have been that way even before, but I like it nonetheless. Goldfish memory time. Yeah. No, I cannot remember. Beyond me. So the tent does work. It's very nice. Which reminds me of something Mrs. Clumsy said. Are you guys familiar with a sunscreen with tint? Or a lipstick with tint? I honestly had no clue that was a thing. And Mrs. Clumsy mentioned it to me the first time. It's like, with tint? What, does it make you like darker or something? Because like, window tint, right? What else would a tint do? Oh, look at the sun rays. Beautiful. Yeah, that for sure was even there even before, but still. One can never get away from that beauty. 3 people are working on the UK. Cash Time, Bricks, and Penguinaz. So Penguin ads for London, Bricks for Wales, Cash Time for maybe the Liverpool intersection. Who was the one who made Hoss? I'm not sure if I should thank him or be mad at him. I should thank him for sure. Amazing drop off point. Amazing parking. And remember, Bricks was telling me to check it out, but I'm not sure if he was the one who made it or someone else. Right lane exit only. Is there also an exit number? Of course there is. Reminder for Clumsy, rewatch the VOD and take handwritten notes. Alright. Cash Time is the super dev who is like the coordinator for all UK. Ah, I heard about this thing. Like there are regional developers or however you call it who is responsible for a certain area. So Cash Time is that guy for the UK. I see. Thank you. Yeah, and it's just a very organized way of doing it. Like you can really see the professionalism in how the organization is built. Feels like a real company, but I like it in a way that it has like the benefits of being a very organized, having a very organized structure, but at the same time it doesn't have many of the disadvantages. For sure there's a bit of politics in there or something, a little bit of drama, you cannot really get away from that, but it's a very agile organization from what I see, from what I've heard from Skull. Like I heard when he interacts with SCS, a common complaint, not really complaint, but I think some of the SCS developers are quite envious of how it is in ProMods, because in SCS you cannot just do things. If you want a certain asset, if you want something added to the map, you have to coordinate with the assets team, you have to request for it, maybe follow the process until it gets approved and then it gets modeled in and all that stuff. In ProMods, when you need something, you just make something. So it's very straightforward. And I guess that's an advantage when it comes to being the structure and maybe also the team size and the specific areas of responsibility. So minimal overlaps are made. There was also a female dev before. Ah, I see. Interesting. Yeah, we don't get a lot of female devs, huh? Female truckers we also have, but not so much. I guess it's not as famous. Should we sleep already? No, I think let's stay on the road a bit more. So I do like the look of this sunset. Very calming effect. Do you guys know if anything was done in the lights? Like the flares or anything? Not sure if anything changed, but definitely the performance for sure 100% optimized. Sign work is very impressive indeed. We'll try to compare that as we enter California. I'm not sure if the same level of detail has been put in California as well, but basing on the comments, it seems like Arizona is on a completely new level now. The red hood / bonnet, depends on who you talk to, huh? The new roads are really nice too. Oh yes, I haven't seen the new roads yet. Are they mostly in Oregon? Is there one here in Arizona? Of course, I cannot remember anything. It's called the nose. I can have so many names for it. There's one just north of Reading. Let me open the map. I'll have to get reminded where Reading is. $299. Northern California. Ah, okay. I remember now. There you go. North of Reading, which is this one. Why can't we see the street, the highway names? There we go. 597, 395, 199. No, it's been there. I've been there. I don't think I see it. I'm not sure which one it is. Maybe 97? This looks new. Or 139. But yeah, anyway. I don't think we'll reach it this stream. We can try. Yeah. Well, first, 97 is the road through Weed. Did you see 299? I didn't see it in the map. Maybe it's not marked? Or was I looking at the wrong spot? I was all around it. 1 sec, let's do that again. Rewind. Ah, okay, I see it. I see it now. Yeah, it's a green thing. I was looking for a white road. A white signed road. 299, that thing there. Couple of rest stops. Headed straight to Lakeview. That's nice. Okay, we'll drop by there in one episode. Thanks. What does this say? I was not able to read. It's getting dark, so might as well find a rest area and stop for the night. Let's go and keep our eyes peeled for any incoming rest areas. Entering something county. Elevation 5,000 feet. Yeah, in terms of lighting, I think it's the same. I think Kirill also commented on that. In terms of weather and lighting, he doesn't notice any difference yet. Maybe there are new features with DirectX 11, but nothing has been implemented yet. It's all potential for the time being. Yeah. But if it's there, and if it's moddable, I'm sure Kirill will check it out. He told me that, and yeah, I think Jay already tried it out, right? That Natural Lux is perfectly compatible with 1.35. Couple of conversions I think need to happen, but they happen automatically. Just need to change the manifest files and stuff. But yeah, I'll get into mods soon enough. I think I'm still enjoying the vanilla experience. I wonder how it will affect when we enable SIP's real traffic density with more cars on the road and more detailed maps maybe. I don't know if DirectX 11 can still handle it. I'm hoping it can still do that. And it looks so good in 1.35. Well, it always looked good. But is there something even better that changed? Modded trucks are having problems when you try to buy them. Ooh. Did something change in the... let's exit here. I see a rest stop nearby. 2 skybox from you. Nice. So that's why it looks so good. 29 and 19. Does that need to be on a specific time of the day or a specific area? Which reminds me, I still have to do the what do you call it? The symbolic link updates for ATS. I've only done them from ATS. A skybox with that. You guys should add that. You should get your own signature into the mod. I mean, Kirill has his Natural Lux logo. You should get yours. A skybox with that as a moon sounds like a good idea. If he will approve, at least. If you can make him approve or agree to that one. Lights are looking very nice, pretty natural looking. I've heard some comments where they say like the arrows, the lights for the arrows are too large, but I think they are done like that on purpose so that they're visible even from afar. Yeah, and then they become smaller as you go closer. It's a bit unrealistic, I guess, but very functional. So I think I'm fine with it. Not a big deal for me. Kingman discovered. Nice. And we have streets in Kingman as well. My goodness. Route 66. Oh, this is part of Route 66. That's interesting. Yep. Hey, Mischief. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. Glad you're able to join now. What time is it over there? Where are you from? If you don't mind me asking. Welcome to the stream. There's a train load with airplane fuselage sections too. Ah, I want that. How do we get that? I guess I would need a different trailer to start with, huh? That's the next thing I'll buy once I get high level enough. I think the next skill I should put my level into, my point into, are those ADR loads, so I have access to all kinds of trailers. He said he used 4, but for now only 2 are added in the current version of the beta. It's just 19 and 29. Cool. You're from Canada. Ah, nice. So you must be pretty happy with the ProMods ATS announcement. $8:30. Oh, that's a very different time zone. It's like EST -2. That's like what? Costa Rica time zone, I think. Or maybe 1 hour different. There's a train load. I mean that one of the train models is carrying. Ah, okay. So like the passing train? Carrying fuselage sections? Nice. But you cannot like load it on your own. Oh man. LA and Las Vegas, that way. 40 West. Passing train. Well, the train that passed by during the video, the previous video, was a bit underwhelming. I was expecting a very long train. It did not even have a single car with it. Maybe we'll get lucky next time. Is it our turn? It is not. Okay, stop here then. But yeah, this is really huge. I was kind of semi not too happy with my Ryzen purchase initially because I could not get maximum frame rates with ETS2 and ATS because of how single threaded it was. I was always getting capped on the CPU level, and then I was watching Riverstein's videos and he was like really flying in terms of FPS because he had a massive Intel high clock core or high clock CPU, and I was thinking maybe I should have gone Intel, but now I'm super happy, so I don't have to sacrifice the multi-threaded capability just for single core clock frequency. The Flagstaff troll train. Oh, the suspense was real on that one. Live here, eat free. Sounds like a good deal. Vegas. That's not where we're going. Let's move out of the way. It's really amazing what they've done so far, and I get that not everyone is happy with it. Some people are actually pretty negative over the channel, but then yeah, you cannot really get away with. There will be different kinds of people on the internet, and there will be those who are quite on the negative side. Yeah, it's just sad to see, even after all that effort, after all the things that we are seeing right now, that they're not happy with it at all. Like, that's all? That's it? That sucks? Things like that. And it's just, it's just, for me, it's not a very good way of living, seeing the world like that, always half empty. It's just sad. Have a good night, Scotsman. Keep on pushing. Pushing your truck, that is, for that eco-friendliness. That way you don't need to go to the gym, huh? Oh. Have a good night, man. Catch you next time. Thanks for being here. And we might get lucky with a train on the side. Bridge shot incoming. Bridge shot incoming now. Been using Krishbom's sound mod for SCS trucks, works perfectly. Ah, nice, that's good. See these updates as all bonus. That's very true. Yeah, I see the same. You buy it as it is, and then you get all these bonuses. I mean, they're free, for goodness sake. The ProMods map enters Canada only a couple of hours drive west of there. Nice, man. Maybe eventually they'll reach your place as well, huh? Let's take a shot like that. Krishbom sound works. That's great to hear. Yeah, most of the time, that's more than enough for the US trucks. Yeah. I'll be waiting for your comment when that happens to know if it looks like the real deal. Sound fixes seems to work. Cool. Welcome to California. The signages are still real. Right lane only except to pass. Safety belt law enforced. The real 3D logo mod seems to work fine as well. Needles city limit. Quite a number of mods work perfectly fine. That's good to hear. Thanks for the update, Alex. I'll probably venture into mods soon enough because I think we've seen most of the stuff already, at least so far. And it's time to reintroduce natural lux, sound mods, and maybe truck mods we can live without at the moment because that might be a bit buggy. I've heard some conflicts are arising with some truck mods, like missing dashboard computers, things like that. Chevron. Is that a new stop? Who knows? Looks pretty cool though. Looks massive. Maybe not because I see it's yellow already. Very nicely done. SIPs mod and modded trucks are all that you have found. You mean those SIPs mod doesn't work right now? Oh yeah, because they changed something in the traffic files, right? 55-mile speed limit. Haven't tried any map mods. Yeah, I don't think we'll need many map mods at the moment. I think there's plenty to explore in the base map still, with all the stuff they've added. I hope we get access to a decent changelog though, a detailed changelog. I asked Skull about this. Apparently they get a very detailed changelog, not the ones that we see on Steam, which is very high level. Ooh, what plane is that? Very nice, has strobes and everything, anti-collision lights and all that stuff. Some are still saying big things have been missed. What do you mean, Alex? What have they been saying? Also, that's one of the you mean the developers? They are saying there are still some changes that we haven't seen. I'm with you now. Yeah, I'm wondering what it was, what it is. Goodness, we've found so many things already. What more can we find? Yeah, Natvander has that note. I remember. I saw his note, and I don't think anyone has seen it yet. Whatever that is. That just excites me even more. But yeah, I hope we get a detailed changelog. I don't think so though. I'm wishing that there is a way to get a detailed changelog, even if they don't post it in the blog, maybe in the forums only, for the guys who want more of the details. Something that like the beta testers get. Because Skull mentioned they get a detailed changelog. The only thing is they only get it when it's there, so there is no heads up. So if SCS decides to change some major thing that requires a huge rework on ProMods side, they would get it, they would see it, but they would only see it once it's there for beta testing, stuff like that. So yeah, it's a bit last minute, and they've had a couple of pretty exciting times then. I think that's when they do that all hands on deck kind of thing, everybody doing bug fixing. Ring station in 1 mile. Dang it. Okay, fine. And interestingly enough, we haven't gone through any detours yet. I wonder if it's implemented in World of Trucks contracts. I wouldn't know why it wouldn't. I don't see why it shouldn't. But maybe... I do have the detours on max settings in the slider, in the game menu. But maybe we can double check. Not that I want to be late in my delivery, but I want to see the message at least. 1 detour per job, but not any mod jobs. Okay, Maybe that's it. Maybe that's not implemented. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll try a non-watch job next time. Why am I not floating gears? I can actually float gears. Oh, that's why. Can you let me squeeze in, bro? Okay, maybe not. Or maybe yes. Okay, thank you. Last minute merging. Lots of birds flying around. Who knew birds could be so dangerous to planes, huh? Well, I guess everyone knew. I just didn't realize it before. There we go. I think that's what they call a mover in mapping terms. That's what Skull said to me. There are like 5 different types of objects. One of them is the mover, and that's basically anything that moves. A plane, even flag poles, the flags that move, the windsocks, the wind turbines, probably even the birds. It's quite interesting how they all come into play together. The container trailer has many configurations. Ooh, we'll have to check that. What do you call that thing again? Like a skeletal container or something? And I am speeding, sorry. Skeletal trailer. There you go. Deja vu. That guy goes around fast. Mountains popping in. So yeah, probably looks like view distance hasn't been changed. But maybe what changed was the map itself in Arizona. Maybe Natvander had something to do with it, I'm not really sure. But Skull was mentioning something, like, you know how what they did for Italy, where they were able to do a workaround so that the mountains in the distance wouldn't pop in, that they would be visible even from afar. Skull was mentioning something along the lines of you can group things together, that when something appears, that thing which is farther would appear as well. And maybe that's what they did for Arizona. Maybe they changed the mountains. Maybe they grouped them together. Those pop-ins in ATS has been from before too. Yeah, it's always been a big problem. Yes, the pop-ins have always been a problem. But maybe in Arizona they grouped things together. I'm not really sure. Because I see less pop-ins in Arizona than here. Like here, when I look, everything just... there's always something that pops out. That's my theory, at least. Could be terribly wrong. Those pop-ins don't happen in 1.34 either. In Arizona? I haven't been there for a while. So maybe they did that even before. That's nice. So maybe Natvander did focus on the science. Mainly. Cool. That's good to know that they're improving it. And not only in 1.35. Yeah, because it's quite a real immersion breaker when those mountains just disappear. And like highways like this with like super steep bends. It's a bit of a hassle. Yeah, it's very nice. It looked so natural, huh? When everything was appearing in front of you, and still performance was silky smooth. It's amazing. I wonder how far away we have to go. Can't even remember where we are supposed to go. Fresno. 200 miles in 20 minutes? Yeah, I think we can do that. Oh crap. Bendy highways. You remember the short haul trips? What do you mean? Oh crap. Mexico trip for the win. Oh, is that sarcasm? Short haul. How short is a short haul? Thank you for making an inside joke in my stream. Appreciate that. 2,000 miles. Yikes. Short haul indeed. That must have taken quite a while, huh? It was like all of Jay's stream and he didn't get any. Why not? What happened? Well, the road transitioned pretty fast. Suddenly, this doesn't look like an interstate anymore. He probably, yeah, 58. Didn't notice us moving out of the highway. Or is freeway how you call it? Man, I think this will really get me back into ATS again. But then again, once 1.35 releases for ATS 2, might be tricky. Might be hard to choose then. Goodness. Now that's a conundrum. Freeway. Okay, thank you. Oh, a bit of a detour trip. Okay. Those mountains need to be fixed. That's I would say a work in progress. Yeah, I think the signage here has definitely changed in terms of the details. Much less detailed. Late and a bit of damage. For sightseeing, when you're late, you shouldn't get. I understand you wouldn't get money, but you should get more XP, right? Because you learn a lot from your lateness. They should make it like that. Had to pull together the BLJ. Oh my goodness. That must have been something. And being in jail in Mexico. Hey, good luck. Korean War Veterans Memorial something highway. This one looks pretty interesting. There's quite a lot of things happening. Railings. The railings really add something to the scene. I don't know why. Maybe because they make the road look a bit like more like a train in some way. Like you have some railings. I don't know. It just really appeals to me how that looks. Adds to the vibe. Oh, and now it ends. Too bad. Yeah, like without railings, it looks a lot more plain, but with tumbleweeds, it's also pretty good. That was nice. Haven't seen that in a while. Rest area. We don't really need a rest right now. We just need to continue. So what are your thoughts, guys, on the anti-aliasing, the flickering? I've been getting questions in the video, and I'm not sure if it seems better from my point of view, but I've never been really, like, how do you say? Oh crap, very sharp bend. No, very dangerous bend. Okay. No warning. That's signage incompleteness right there, I think. Or driver incompetence, depending on how you look at it. But yeah, I've never been that particular with the flickering. Some people have been so against it though, really hated it. So I'm not sure if it improved. But for me, I have no complaints. Maybe I'm just an easy guy to please. Natvander, where are you? Natvander should get assigned to California as well. Oh crap. This guy's really taking his time, but I guess that's because of the bends. Yeah, I would have expected some chevrons, a yellow sign showing like a sharp turn ahead or something like that. Or maybe it's not supposed to be a sharp turn. Maybe it's because of the scaling that the roads compressed and became much sharper than how they are in real life. So maybe in reality there's not a sign there, but in reality it shouldn't be that sharp as well. Bakersfield with a lonely looking bus stop. Hopefully that's not a bus stop of doom. Nothing happened. No one saw that. They shouldn't be that sharp. Yeah, that's true. This has been rescaled already. Goodness. That must have been like a 90-degree turn. Looked like an intersection. Having a look at my utilization, around 30%, 37% CPU usage, and the 65% GPU. All threads, all cores balanced. And that is with streaming and recording already. Not too shabby, and we are in a city. Yeah, that's super smooth. Might not be 60 frames, maybe be around 40 to 50. For me at least, but not too bad, no complaints. What did that guy do? Did he just stop in the middle? Would be neat to see a legacy ATS version. Yes, that would be nice. It will be 60 FPS almost. That's true. Yeah, this is not a true test. But still a very good sign. What is that? A trucker wannabe now. That might be Sheng. I didn't know there was some kind of that kind of trailer for a pickup. A full-on trailer for a pickup. Is that new? Of course, I don't know the teams. Another rescale 2.0 in 2020. I'm not so sure. I think they are pretty happy with the scale already. Otherwise, they'll have to remake everything again. And they've done so much already. I think they'll just continue doing map mods and improving the textures and the bends. But the scale itself, I'm not so sure. I would not plan on changing it more than once. Actually, ideally, wouldn't even plan to change it because it took them so much work. Yeah, me too. It would be nice, but probably too much work. Move to the left lane here. Thank you. Distance check, 80 miles. 6 minutes. Doesn't sound good, but we'll finish it. Well, rip gearbox. Wrong range. So I'm not really sure which textures they changed. Maybe mainly in Arizona. I have no clue. But this one looks pretty nice to me. But then again, I remember California didn't look bad anyway. It had those pretty sharp bends and the signages might not be as exact. Like here, you don't see interstate signs. But in terms of the overall look, it wasn't that bad. This one though, that was a bit of repetitive tiled texture. Not such a fan. That part can be improved. Yeah, so I guess this part they haven't changed yet. This is not yet part of the reworks, so to speak. Activate lightning, Clumsy. I think we need to do that, yes. It's the same old texture. It's different maybe in the underground. Maybe. Just a little bit of speeding. It's a little bit of healthy speeding to get us where we need to go as fast as possible. 99 north to Fresno. That's where we're going, right? Yes, Fresno, Walbert. Some people hate that as well. That new sound when you move the window. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I guess it's not that big a deal for me. Wasn't me. No speeding here, Mr. Officer. Just cruising along. Oh man, really? Giving out on me now. Please don't hit the car. That was close, thank you. I think we're close. So we've moved out already. Onto the final leg. Wow. Looks like someone was in an accident. Some skid marks there leading to the post. Yeah, this one's pretty sharp. But then again, this isn't really a freeway, so not too bad, I guess. This one is okay. And now we can pick up more speed. As long as we get into the right gear, that is. So how are you feeling about the upcoming map DLC for Bus Sim, Jay? I'm sure you'll be checking that out, huh? I actually am not in the loop. Oh, this looks very nice. Alex, are you in there somewhere? No, I don't see any sheep. Slow down, a bit sharp. Ooh, traffic light. You can get to test it if it works. If it really gives you a penalty. Ah, it's a fake. It's a fake. Doesn't work. Or have we been lucky again? It's the extension that the city with new locations being opened up. We will check it out. Around 3rd week of May, right? Something like that. Where's the turn here? Yeah, the airport, I'm really looking forward to that one. That looks nice. Based on the screenshots. No bahas, almost. Different crowd. Yes, me too. The airport area is what I'm really looking forward to. I hope they model it nicely. Has there been a new bus mod or a new bus that they released? Something that's more detailed? I kind of like the driving, the experience, but it's a bit more on the casual side, isn't it? Like, it's not as hardcore as OMSI in terms of controls and the knobs that you have to figure out. It's more like driving a large car. More straightforward. Less technical. Very relaxing though. Almost there, guys. 11 a.m. hype. Oh, very nice reflections there. That looks cool. Just in time before the sun sets again. And voila, trailers appearing out of nowhere. That's fine, no big deal. Just a little bit of draw distance thingy. We deliver this right at the back, okay? There we go. Voltison Motors, I remember that company. Yeah, these ones are all existing ones, but the Voltison layout looks kind of new to me. Or maybe I just haven't been playing with vanilla for too long. Always used to the real company's mod. Turn sharper. A little bit sharper. Oh, that's too much. 2 new districts plus an airport and new roads. Ooh. That looks pretty significant. Let's see what they come up with. That works for me. Looking more like a bus driver. That fits. That fits. Here we go. Time to get the cash. Earn the big money. 30k. Excellent. 35k. Nice. Almost. Actually more than halfway to level 9. With that job alone. Amazing. I don't want just-in-time delivery. I don't have no need for fuel economy at the moment. Let's get more ADR stuff. More choices for expensive haulage. Over 1,000 kilometers. Oh, is that what we drove with? 700 miles. Ooh, yeah, right. What is that? 1.6? Cool. But I guess it doesn't get logged in, log it in Discord. I think it's incompatible. The telemetry with the plugin has to be updated. Let's get another F10 shot there. F11 for me. There you go. Thank you guys. Appreciate the discussions. And thank you for staying with me on this shell trucking journey. We'll check more of the experimental beta as things progress. Keep in touch on Discord and I'll catch you guys next week. Thank you for staying. Thanks Jay, Alex, Gato, and whoever else is in the stream. If you're here, Heroic, Ernab, thank you. Still laughing at when you were wondering about DirectX 11. What do you mean? Why would I not wonder about DirectX 11? Thanks all. I had a funny face. Ah, yes. I tend to have that often. Have a good one, guys. Have a great weekend. Catch you next week. Bye-bye. I can start coughing again now. If it works, that is. And it doesn't work anymore. So I'm stuck here with you. No, it will work now. Okay, have a good one. Good night, everybody. Okay, it really doesn't. I have to do some adjustments. No! My keyboard died on me. So, how do I leave? Nope. Outro. What the heck? Okay, how about now? No, it really gave out. There we go. Okay, thanks guys. And have a good night. No, the keyboard was not working, so I couldn't even escape. Now it should work. And bye-bye.